Have I ever told you the tale of the lost child? Dark tales around late-night campfires often tell of a lost child, plagued by demons, who carried madness in the air around him. What they often fail to mention is that child wasn't lost as much as abandoned. The young human boy couldn't have been older than 9 years old at the time. He'd spend his days looking longingly into the waters. He'd spend the nights looking longingly up at the moon. He was never seen sleeping, and never seen anywhere but by the fountain. No report exists that doesn't include the presence of a distraught woman by his side. In modern tellings, she's his mother, trapped in his projected madness due to her dedication to her child. None of this could be further from the truth. In reality, that poor soul by the child's side changed often, and was not limited by gender. Every few weeks, a poor, helpful, and friendly face passing through town would see the poor child sitting, hungry and bedraggled by the fountain, and offer to help him. Some were lucky enough to draw away after. Most became bound to his side until they lost their minds. Rumors were that the bodies of all of his caretakers ended up at the bottom of that fountain. However, I never met a single resident brave enough to walk up to go check. The other fact that almost never comes up is that the child first appeared only a few days before the legendary travelers returned home to Riverlock. As far as the townsfolk knew, the kid just wandered in from the woods and planted himself there one night while everyone slept. A poor human woman who volunteered at the local clinic was the first one to fall to his dark aura. She had stopped to check on him, and since then claimed to be infected with the voice of her long-dead mother, which constantly criticized her from that point forward. She was last seen sitting by the fountain with her eyes vacant and her lips drooling before she eventually vanished. The first day she wasn't there anymore. A poor elven merchant offered the boy a bit of food, and ended his own life with a dagger while screaming about the gods only days later. By the time the travelers returned home, he had a third victim enthralled in his ominous draw. Even the legendary travelers were almost brought to an early end when Avara saw the scratches on the poor child from the doorway of the Foundation Tavern, and pulled a clump of bandages from his satchel and ran over to try to help. Mantis, on the other hand, having had his own experiences with demonic interference in his life, recognized the darkness around the child and knew better. The two friends, one trying to save a lost child, the other trying to drown that child to relieve its soul from its curse, both began hearing voices. Both turned on one another. The fight was brutal. No one could get in close to break up the fight. And the whole time, the child sat there with an absent look on its face, but some who were there claimed he smirked every once in a while when one of them landed a blow on the other. In the end, it was the unobtainable Wispy Yesley who was able to move in and out and get her friends out of range of the twisted aura. Our heroes were saved from death's door, for the time being, and the child maintained his constant fountainside vigil for many moons to follow, and brought down many more helpful souls. Eventually, long after the travelers died and the young Triton child arrived in Riverlock, the lost child was properly freed from the curse. But that is a tale to be told over the next drink.